Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. Julian here for the very first waiver wire video of the season. It's the video where I tell you guys which players you should be considering adding ahead of week 1 of the fantasy season. The way these videos go, if you haven't watched my channel before, we talk about the schedule for the week, which days are off nights, and then which teams have the best schedules and the worst schedules for the week. And then I suggest players that you should consider adding to your team for the week. Before we get started, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you do want to take your support to the next level, do consider hitting that join button either here or on Patreon. If you do it on Patreon, you get to DM with me one-on-one, and I'll answer all of your fantasy hockey related questions. And you also get early access videos, which is really, really awesome as well. So for the first 3 weeks, guys, we're going to do it a little bit differently than usual. Basically, I'm going to go over the schedule and which teams have good and bad schedules. And then Max is going to go over which players you can consider adding. That's because I'm pre-recording these parts before I leave on my honeymoon, but still wanted to be here for you guys for those waiver wire videos. Okay, let's jump into it now and let's take a look at the first part of the schedule for week 1. So as you can see, guys, the NHL season starts with a back-to-back set of New Jersey versus Buffalo, Friday, October 4th and Saturday, October 5th. They are playing each other in the Czech Republic, which is why the season is starting early there. So what does that mean? It means that there are literally 2 hockey games that are going to be played before literally any other team gets to play. What do I suggest? Well, adding players from these 2 teams. Now, if you have any injured players, throw them on IR spots and add players from the Buffalo Sabres and from the New Jersey Devils. Trust me, this is going to be a good idea, and this will help you get a little bit ahead in the week already in points. Now, who can you add? Well, JJ Peterka is probably the prime option here, 30% rostered, and I predict that he's probably going to be a top 100 player this year. So if you do pick him up, probably hang on to him because I do think he's going to have himself an amazing year. Dylan Cousins, 23% rostered, is an option as well. Jack Quinn, 9% rostered, probably playing second line this year. Jason Zucker and Zach Benson are other options that should be playing in the top 9 for Buffalo. And Ryan McLeod should be the third line center if you're in a super deep league and you just want someone that can get you a couple points as a stand-in. Bowen Byram and Owen Power are obviously the best options on defense. And then James Reimer probably gets 1/2 of the back-to-back, assuming that he is the backup goalie. If it's Levi, then obviously put Levi here instead, and he'll get 1/2 of the back-to-back. In New Jersey, Dawson Mercer did sign, so he'll be playing in these games, which is really, really good. So he's probably your best option. Going to probably be playing in the top 6. Eric Hall is probably the third line center. Stefan Nason probably also on the third line. But Andre Palat, while he's not the most productive player, does play on the top line with Heischer usually, so he could be a pretty good add in deep leagues. Thomas Tatar probably going to see third line time this year. And then Brendan Dillon, Simon Nemeth, and Brett Pesce are all options on defense for the Devils that'll put up decent enough peripherals that you should be able to at least stream them for this back-to-back set. And finally, Jake Allen will probably get one of the 2 games for New Jersey. And so let's talk about the rest of the week schedule, which is kind of the meat and potatoes of the week. On Monday, there aren't any games because the season really starts on Tuesday, where there are 3 games. On Wednesday, there are 5. Thursday, there are 9. Friday, there are 4. Saturday, 14. And Sunday, 4. So what are the off days this week? Well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday are all off days this week because less than half of the teams in the NHL are playing. Now, why are off days important? Well, go ahead, guys, and look at your lineup on Saturday. If you see that there's a lot of players that are on your bench, that's because Saturday is a super busy day. So if you could add players that play on less busy nights, well, that really helps optimize your roster and makes it so you have to bench less players on those busy nights and you get more games overall, which means it's more likely that you win the week. Now, in this second part of the week, which teams have a bad schedule? Well, the team with the worst schedule is the Washington Capitals, who literally only play 1 game, and that's on Saturday. So it's really not ideal if you drafted guys like John Carlson or Ovechkin. But guys, the Capitals will have plenty of games upcoming. Don't worry about that. It's not the end of the world. Which teams have a good schedule? Well, the 2 teams with the best schedules are the Vegas Golden Knights and the Winnipeg Jets, who play on 3 off nights. And then there are 5 teams that play on 2 off nights. Those teams are Calgary, Chicago, Edmonton, Seattle, and St. Louis. I'll now hand it off to Max to talk about which forwards you should consider adding this week. Take it away, Max.
As for the teams with the bad schedules, 14 teams have 2 games or less. Those teams are the Anaheim Ducks, Carolina Hurricanes, Colorado, Columbus, Detroit, LA, New Jersey, both New York teams, Ottawa, Philadelphia, the San Jose Sharks, Vancouver, and Washington, who actually only have 1 game this week. Now let's go back to the schedule and take a look at 3 teams who play on the off nights and they don't play on Saturday. The St. Louis Blues, the Vegas Golden Knights, and the Winnipeg Jets. First up, Mark Stone. Just like Bowen Byram, the problem's never been when he's on the ice. He is the best available player in fantasy under 70% rostered right now. Then we have Pavel Buchnevich. Listen, the Blues have the best schedule out of the 3 teams since they play Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, making it 3 and 4 nights, skipping the crowded Saturday, making any of the top 6 in St. Louis appealing. Bush centers the PP1, of course. His line mate Braden Shen is great for leagues that count hits, blocks. He does face-offs as well. Very streaky, and he holds the center and left wing position. Another Blues, Jake Neighbors. The 22-year-old is still progressing. He has a sure spot in the top 6 and PP1. He also finished last year with 7 goals in the last 12 games. Then we got polyvalent forward William Karlsson, who produces anywhere he's put, honestly. He'll probably start the year with Mark Stone. The Flames have 3 games this week. Kadri is great in the shot department. He will have a huge role as the number 1 center in Calgary, making him a golden stream for shallow leagues. We also have Gabe Vilardi, 36 points in 47 games last season, who should get his first line gig and PP1 back. Ivan Barbashev gets thrown around everywhere across the lineup. He always puts up a decent fantasy floor with all the categories he hits. The bonus here, he might start the year with Jack Eichel on the first line. Then we have Colt Perfetti still progressing. He doesn't have a nice floor like Barbashev, but he has a higher ceiling. He might see 25 goals as early as this season. We spoke about Barbashev playing with Jack Eichel, but what about Victor Olofsson? He's also lurking around the first line right now. He might be the best gamble in fantasy under 5% rostered right now. His floor is disgusting, but he's a goal scorer and he's never played with players who are as good as he's playing with right now. We also have Nino Niederreiter, solid third liner, PP2 winger on Winnipeg. Adam Lowry, face-off hits, shots, PK1 option. Not big on Alex Iafallo, but he'll get PP2 minutes wherever he ends up in the lineup. We also have for deeper leagues Alexander Holtz. What if he starts in the top 6? What if he steals Dorofeyev or Barbashev's spot early on? Be on the lookout for Alex Holtz. He's got a new start. And finally, deeper league dark horse, Mathieu Joseph just got in St. Louis. He'll want to make a good impression. Daily faceoffs had Brendan Saad, Zach Bolduc, and Dylan Holloway on the PP2. But Mathieu Joseph hustles so hard, I wouldn't be surprised to see him outwork everyone very early on. For the defenseman options, we have Seth Jones, 3 games for Chicago this week. QB1, heavy shots, blocks, best available defenseman under 70% rostered right now for shallow leagues. And the next best thing is Justin Falk. With Torrey Krug out for the year, it's Falk's PP1. I think he'll play heavy minutes, and with 3 games in 4 nights, he's my favorite ad of the video. Neil Pionk, last season, 146 shots, 210 hits, 118 blocks, the triple 100 club with 33 points. He has one of the best floors in the league, so when he manages to score in points league, he normally hits big due to the peripherals as well. Rasmus Andersson, normally a PP1 defenseman with decent points and blocks in Calgary, who have 3 games this week. Careful here though, Mackenzie Weegar might steal the PP1. Colton Parayko, best schedule, we've mentioned it before, nice shots, nice blocks. Also a triple 100 defenseman, PP2 option. And Jake Wallman. I know Jake Wallman only has 2 games this week, but I wanted to put you onto him right now. One of the best blockers in the game. He can score big goals, and he now has a chance to be a number 1 defenseman in San Jose as the Sharks' PP1 quarterback. 12-man leagues, take some notes. Adam Larson, and Braden McNabb, couple of amazing floors here. Big blockers who can lay the body. McNabb does have the better schedule, but Larson long-term should be the one. Now for deeper leagues, Timothy Liljegren. Everybody assumes OEL will get the PP2 in Toronto, but for how long if he doesn't produce? Liljegren has a good floor, and I feel like we haven't seen the best of him yet. Keep a close eye, especially if Morgan Rielly gets injured. Another young defenseman, Phil Broberg, new start in St. Louis as well. He could surprise a lot of people as early as this week if he gets a point or 2 in the first 3 games. No goalie recommendation for week 1 because the honest truth is I don't have any specific market keeper to target right away without recent data. If you're really in trouble, Joel Ofer might start against San Jose on Thursday. And if Aiden Hill starts the first 2 games, Ilya Samsonov might get Anaheim at home Sunday. These are things to stay on the lookout. And just like that, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, click the like button, subscribe to our channel. It's always much appreciated. And I'll be back real soon because I'm about to release a Rate My Team video where I judge some of the teams that you guys sent in, whether it's on the YouTube comments, Discord, or wherever. So I'll catch you guys soon. Good luck this week. Let's go get that first W.